I kind of wish I was Elton John.
He's locked into my soul. I'll always have Elton when I write.
He's really, really good. He can take off on a piano solo and do stuff in keys that I don't even know how to play in.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Elton John!
Hold me closer, tiny dancer.
I have to go home.
Count the headlights on the highway.
I think he's saying he wants us to hold him.
Lay me down and she's so lenny.
If you've ever belted this song out on a road trip, cried to it alone in your room, or felt chills when the piano intro started to swell, you're not alone. But what exactly gives the song its staying power? Why does a 6-minute and 12-second track that only made it to number 41 on the US pop chart now feel like it's carved into pop culture forever?
Hold me close, young Tony Dancer.
Let's find out and discover the genius of Tiny Dancer. The year is 1970. Elton John is fresh off his first US tour, and his lyricist Bernie Taupin is falling in love.
There's one here that I've sort of done the other day called Tiny Dancer, which is about Bernie's girlfriend.
Bernie's lyrics are a postcard from his experience. Blue Jean Baby, LA Lady is a line about his then wife, Maxine Feibelman. But it's also a love letter to the West Coast.
Things happened gradually until we went to America for the first time, and we played the Troubadour Club in Los Angeles, which holds 250 people. And after it just happened on the first night. And next day we got incredible press reviews, and it just spread across America.
When they recorded it at Trident Studios in London for Madman Across the Water, producer Gus Dudgeon and arranger Paul Buckmaster helped shape it into a sweeping cinematic track. Despite its now iconic status, Tiny Dancer wasn't an instant hit. It wasn't even released as a single in the UK and just missed out on the top 40 in the US. But decades later, thanks in large part to its use in a movie released in the year 2000, the world started to fully appreciate the brilliance of what Elton and Bernie had created. Let's start at the beginning with that classic piano intro. As many of Elton's biggest songs, Tiny Dancer opens with an iconic introduction. It's a rolling arpeggiated figure that is filled with emotion. It's the kind of intro that grabs you right from the start, and even though that main riff repeats over and over throughout the song, it never gets old and still sounds fresh with each listen. The piano intro to Tiny Dancer is so much fun to play on the piano. So if you want to learn the song yourself, we have a full song tutorial inside the Pianote members area. And if you're a beginner piano player, we also have the 5 levels of Tiny Dancer. So no matter what level you are, you can start playing it right away. So get started on your piano journey today. Let's make some noise. Elton was trained in classical music at the Royal Academy of Music. He stated in interviews that his early training had a large influence on his writing, particularly his solo piano introductions. For instance, take an equally iconic piece from the classical realm, Bach's Prelude in C major, written in 1722. It bears a striking resemblance to the main piano riff in Tiny Dancer, with its rolling 16th note rhythms and also in its harmonic structure. While a lot of the song fits squarely in C major, Elton colors the basic diatonic harmonies with suspended chords and inversions. This adds another level of intrigue and depth to the harmonic movement, in large part by giving the bass voice a more interesting and more melodic part to play.
She sings the songs, the words she knows, the tune she hums.
He also chooses to break free of C major at key moments in the song, using a couple secondary dominants in the verses and an abrupt, unexpected modulation to E flat major in the pre-chorus, which hits you like a train, or maybe a rocket.
But oh, how it feels so real, lying here with no one near, only you, and you can hear me when I sing softly, slowly.
The track's production is a masterclass in subtlety and sophistication. It feels close and intimate, but always sounds full and complete. It's part of the secret sauce that makes the song so memorable. The arrangement is your classic layering effect in terms of order of appearance. It starts with Elton's piano to set the tone. Next, vocals come in.
Blue jean baby, LA lady.
Then BJ Cole adds the pedal steel for a little bit of atmosphere.
Now she's in me.
Next up is drummer Roger Pope, who comes in. Following that, bassist David Glover brings in the groove. Caleb Quay's electric guitar starts a dialogue with the vocals. Then the choir enters to add that nostalgic, almost spiritual feeling to the track. Listen to the chorus and hear how much space there is after the vocal line. Paul Buckmaster's strings drop in halfway through the chorus, joining the conversation with the vocals and the electric guitar. The effect of this layering is production perfection. Everything has a role and everything has a purpose. Nothing fights for space musically or sonically. It all complements the vocals and helps tell the story. Huge credit is due to orchestrator Paul Buckmaster, who actually wrote the string parts, producer Gus Dudgeon, engineer Ken Scott, and all of the studio musicians for their roles in creating this magical track. While their names might not be as well known, their contributions were essential to creating this masterpiece. The form of this song is actually quite unconventional. In many ways, it's a rejection of the formulas we're used to hearing in today's pop music.
It takes you on twists and turns. It is not conventional. It hooks you. Such clever writing, both lyrically and melodically, and then it modulates. The chorus happens like super late, but the whole song feels like something you can and should be singing along with.
Tiny Dancer actually makes us wait over 2.5 minutes for the very first chorus, yet it feels so natural and creates a massive, massive payoff for the listener.
The way it's written here is a verse, it's a chorus, or a middle eight and a chorus, then another verse. I just sort of ran it through and then put two verses together, then a middle eight, then a chorus, and then back to the verse sort of thing. It happens very quickly. It sounds long, but it's sort of...
We go on this journey that guides us to the chorus, and that classic line, "Hold me closer, Tiny Dancer," is unforgettable, not because it loops over and over, but because it only appears once in a chorus. The pre-chorus features that wonderful moment where the band slows down just before the chorus. By making us wait just a little bit longer, it makes the impact of that classic line even more satisfying. This slowdown effect is another thing that only happens when musicians play together without digital constraints, allowing the time field to be flexible and free. That means no click track, no loops, no copy and paste. Just musicians playing together for 6 minutes, listening to each other and feeling the music as one. The form is full of long, flowing sections that rise and fall dynamically and have unexpected moments, extended phrases, and instrumental vamps which play with the listener's expectations. Rather than the whole song being wrapped up in one pretty little bow, each section feels like its own unique chapter in one overarching story.
We've worked together a couple of times and, I have huge admiration for him. I think he's a brilliant songwriter.
So, how did this song go from a deep cut to a generational anthem? In the year 2000, Almost Famous used it in a now iconic tour bus sing-along scene. That single moment reignited interest in the song and introduced a new generation to Elton's genius.
Elton is always authentic, and he's emotionally authentic to me and to all his fans.
It recharted. It became a stadium sing-along. It became a thing. It was never trying to be a hit. It was just simply art, a perfect mesh of poetry and music. Songwriting at its very best. And even if it's not appreciated at the beginning of its life, great art always finds its way.
You can make records, you can write songs, and they're very enjoyable processes sometimes. But playing live to people and having that contact and that love between the artist and its audience is irreplaceable.
The song is a true work of art because it's truly original in its design, pacing, and storytelling. It's easy to copy what's been done, but harder to just be yourself as a songwriter, something that Bernie and Elton understood better than anyone.
Bernie and I have been together for over 50-something years. I'm thrilled to be here with him because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. He gives me the lyrics, and then I write the song.
Tiny Dancer is more than a ballad. It's a masterclass in musical storytelling.
People don't have to know me as long as they know my writing.
Everything from Bernie Taupin's vivid imagery to Elton John's lush harmonic language, from the arranging and production to the expert playing of the studio musicians, it all had to work together in service of one unified feeling. And over 50 years later, Tiny Dancer still holds us close and will never let go.